Hello, my name is Esra. I'm in my third year of the neuroscience program in the Faculty of Science. I am someone who does illustration and art as a hobby. One of the things that drew me to the Meducator was the fact that I'm interested in both the medical sciences and health in general and illustration. So joining the Meducator as a graphics team member would provide me an opportunity to combine those two passions and find people who are also interested in similar things. We always have a really good team dynamic, and that makes the experience really enjoyable. One of my big pieces of inspiration for the cover has been this, COVID-19 pandemic. I was thinking about the explosion in scientific discovery and the explosion in research that COVID-19 really prompted. In my brain, it resembled the kind of explosion in exploration that we saw with space. These are huge leaps in humanity. So when I was thinking about the impact the COVID-19 research has been having on modern research in general, I was thinking it's almost comparable to the way that we see research in space exploration. It looks like two scientists who closely resemble astronauts taking samples and experimenting on a planet that looks like a COVID particle. So I really took that comparison and quite literally and made it into almost a metaphor. The idea that we land on a planet and learn so much from it.
So this is an overview of my setup. I have a laptop and an iPad over there. I create my illustrations on Clip Studio Paint. And then after creating my illustration, I transfer it over to my computer to work on InDesign for the layout. So this is kind of just an overview of my workflow.
Since I was a little child, I'd always just draw anything that I could. I watched a lot of animated shows like anime and whatnot when I was a kid, so I took a lot of inspiration from that. And my mom used to joke that I used to draw and scribble all over the couches, and every time she washed it down, I'd just do it again. So I've kind of been an artist since I was a little kid. That continued as I grew older, and it was in grade 7 that I got my first digital tablet, and that's when I first experimented with digital art. I was absolutely horrible at first, but I used to have a community of art friends on DeviantArt where I posted my art and, we all kind of worked together. It wasn't actually until I got into university and joined the Meducator where I got actual hands-on experience with graphic design. So in Meducator, I've had to learn layout on InDesign and how to integrate my illustrations into that. So at the point where I joined the Meducator, I had already had a lot of drawing and illustration experience, but I wasn't too experienced in graphic design back in first year. So that was something that I had to learn actually through the role at the Meducator. So I think the thing that I hope to convey to readers of the Meducator is that science can be really exciting. And I think the thing that the graphics team specifically, including myself, all get really excited about is the prospect of making things visually appealing and digestible and pleasing to the eye, because I think that improves the experience of reading and learning. And one of the things that over the past couple of years we've worked to implement is a color scheme. And that's been really cool in unifying all the pieces together. So although everything in the issue isn't necessarily connected to one another, I think the cohesiveness of the color scheme that kind of gives a consistent feeling through as you flip through the pages of the Meducator not only makes it, I guess, feel more put together, but also really communicates that things are connected.